Thank you. Again, for the record, Darrell Perry, CEO of Liberty Lobby LLC, also chair of the State Libertarian Party of New Hampshire. And I'm strongly in support of this bill. Now, let me give you a little bit of information about how some of our neighboring states recognize political parties. Vermont recognizes a political party that has organized in a certain number of towns. Connecticut has something similar. They will also recognize a party for certain races. So if, say, the Libertarian or the Constitution or the Green Party candidate for governor gets 1% of the vote, they are then qualified only for that specific race. They also work it out for congressional races, for state senate, state rep, county offices, etc. We're not asking to go that far to recognize, say, the Libertarians in Rockingham County because our candidate for Rockingham County, office received a certain threshold. We're not asking to go that far. There are also a large number of states that allow any statewide office to qualify a political party. The only other statewide office or statewide election that happens in New Hampshire that's not governor or U.S. Senate is the presidential election. We're not asking to include that. We're also not asking for the vote test to be extended to 2 elections, which a large number of states also give parties 2 election cycles to meet the threshold. South Carolina, as long as a party runs a candidate every 10 years, that party remains ballot qualified. There's no vote threshold that they have to meet. They just have to run a candidate every 10 years. We're not asking to go that far. We're just asking for another couple of options for allowing not just us, but any political entity that winds up meeting these thresholds to be recognized as a political party. And with that, I will answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Questions from the committee, Representative Cody.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Do you know offhand, in some of these other states that have these other rules about who the ballot qualified candidates are, how many parties they have on the ballot in a given year?
Vermont generally has either 5 or 6 candidates. South Carolina generally only has 1 or 2 in addition to the Republicans and Democrats. Mississippi, that only requires a political organization to send a copy of their bylaws and a slate of their candidates. No filing fees, no petitions. They generally only have 1 other candidate other than Republicans and Democrats. Most of the states that have very lax ballot laws don't have more than 6 or 7 candidates for office. There are the outliers where Florida will generally have a large number of presidential candidates, but they don't have a large number of candidates for other offices. And also, I do find it interesting that New Hampshire has very large primaries for president every 4 years, but yet somehow it's considered to be a crowded ballot if more than 3 people wish to be on the general election ballot. And there was a reference earlier to the layout of the ballot. That could be easily fixed by changing to what's called the office grouping ballot, which everybody uses in municipal elections and primaries.
Thank you,
Have a further question, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. The other question is, are you aware of the names of some of these otherwise ballot qualified parties in these other states?
Vermont has the Progressive Party that does have several members of their legislature. There's the Moderate Party in Rhode Island. South Carolina has the United Citizens Party. There's the Unity Party in Utah. And I'm thinking only of the ones that aren't the obvious Libertarian, Constitution, Green.
I was not referring to those.
Right. I could come up with some more. I know the Prohibition Party has been on the ballot still in a few recent elections. The Reform Party still exists in a handful of places.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perry. Any other questions from committee members? Seeing none. Thank you for your testimony.